You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 432, recorded May 2022, posted January 2024. Spooky nightmares.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. And today we are continuing one of our Candlekeep mysteries. That's right, we are playing A Deep and Creeping Darkness. I hope you are ready for adventures where books are either the source or solutions to all problems, because that's what Candlekeep Mysteries is all about. Our adventurers have taken up a contract to go scout basically kind of a lost mining town. The town is, I guess, not lost so much it is run into decline because after some kind of mining disaster, there were strange reports of people going missing, and eventually the town was abandoned. And for a contract that Polly has negotiated, our adventurers are going to go find out what's the deal with this town. They have traveled from White Sparrow. They stopped at another town along the way and heard a little bit about some of the legends of the town of Vermeillon. Is that how we agreed we're pronouncing it?
Yep, it's
sure.
a melon.
Vermeillon.
Vermeillon.
You arrived in Vermeillon, where you did some exploring. You tried to find a place to sleep in, and successfully spent one evening in the ruins of the town of Vermeillon. Vermeillon is a little bit unsettling as a spooky abandoned town goes, and some of our players had very upsetting dreams and did not sleep well and are thus suffering from exhaustion. But let's meet our players and find out who will die in this town. Whose character will die in this town. First up, it's the one, the only, it's Kathy Campbell. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Tony. Thank you so much for the clarification. I'm glad I can, process and plan my future.
Yeah, this is totally a game of Dungeons & Dragons and not prophecy.
Yes. Thank you.
But also, don't go to a town named Vermeillon if I were you. Play it safe.
Point taken. I am playing Hermione, a centaur fighter. And I am at exhaustion level 2, which means I'm winning.
That is where the fun starts. Reminder for the listeners, at exhaustion level 2, your speed is halved. Next up, it's Tiff Armit. Hi, Tiff.
Hey, I'm playing Polly Quartz, the rock gnome druid who is also exhausted.
Next up, Jason Snell.
Hey there, I am playing Nis. She is a lizard folk sorcerer who is feeling fine after a good night's sleep and is therefore not, strangely enough, exhausted.
Okay. Also joining us, Dan Morin.
Hi. Quick question, Tony. Having spent a night in this haunted town, do we get the inheritance now? Is that how this works?
We own the blacksmith shop. I think that's how that works.
The ruins of the blacksmith shop.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
I am playing Cueris the bard, who is frankly exhausted.
Are you suffering from a level of exhaustion, Dan, or are you just bringing...
if you wanted to quantify it, I would say I would put him at a 2.
Oh, you are also at a 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's not great.
Not great. And last but certainly not least, Micah Sargent, welcome back to Total Party Kill.
Hello, thank you. For the record, for the canon folks out there, my character, Ajguri Lone Walker Mako Tatahani, does not wear an eye patch. Me, the human being, has suffered an eye injury and therefore is wearing an eye patch. So don't get it twisted if you're doing fan art of the very cool, very awesome Goliath Paladin, Ajguri Lone Walker Mako Tatahani, who goes by Lone Walker. For his friends and companions and adventure mates and dungeon buddies. Okay, I'm done. Oh, and also Ajguri and I both use he, him pronouns.
It turns out he wasn't done.
Oh, yeah.
I was really worried that this character also had like 4 pets that we were going to find.
No, that's just Polly.
Yeah, no, Micah.
Little Anthony's not a pet; he's a companion.
He's a life partner.
My druid has pets on pets.
Yeah, the Curse of Strahd adventure is all about gothic horror and people collecting animals like they're goddamn Pokemon.
I mean, no judgment, except a little judgment.
All right.
That's the name of one of the pets.
And Lone Walker, you are no judgment. That sounds kind of like a horse that would run in the Kentucky Derby.
And coming around the home stretch is Lone Walker.
Followed by Lone Walker and Dungeon Buddy in the back.
Dungeon Buddy was a long shot, but I did put a lot of money on him.
And Lone Walker, I believe you are suffering from 1 level of exhaustion. No, I'm mixing you up with Polly.
I forgot to say that part. So I'm also not done yet because I also have to say no exhaustion for this.
Is this a Steve Lutz turn? What is going on?
Yeah. No, Lone Walker and Nis are okay. It's the others who are messed up.
Yeah.
Group.
All right. So Lone Walker, Nis, fine. Polly, a little exhausted. Other people very exhausted.
Other people.
Hermione
Those
and
two.
Other
Hugh.
people. Wow.
Whoever
So I
those people
imagine-
are.
Wow.
But little Antony, we're unknown how exhausted he is.
Yeah, I don't know if this affects Little Antony because he's a horrible monster.
He's actually
He's
invigorated.
loving it.
Well, I mean, when Little Antony has bad dreams, are they just good dreams?
No, they're just
Yeah.
dreams. They just call them dreams.
They
Yeah.
just call them dreams. Does
Not
Little
good
Ant-
or bad.
Does he dream? There's a lot about Little Antony that we have not explored. I think
Let's
mainly-
take another 20 minutes to
Actually,
I feel like
being
a
around
nightmare
us.
for little Antony would be like somebody picking up a dollar that they saw somebody else drop and then handing it back to the person.
Yeah.
He's like,
Well, Little Antony
We're-
can't. Little Antony can't talk, right? So we're limited into how much of Little
No,
Antony
he
we
can
get
talk.
to. Can he? Okay.
He
Yeah.
speaks Abyssal and Common.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know. You know what? I apologize.
I mean,
How
sometimes
dare
he doesn't.
you,
He
Tony?
doesn't like to speak
Yeah.
Common because he doesn't
Yeah.
really,
Tony,
Maybe
don't
it
up-
hurts his throat.
Don't apologize to us. Apologize to little Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay, first up, Little Antony, I'm sorry. I think I assumed because you were a small, tiny monster that you didn't talk at all, and that if you did speak, it would be only in the language of the abyss. And in fact, you are literate
swore
in
at you.
common. Yeah, well, so that
Literate.
was
He
problematic.
reads
Tony
and
Sindelar
writes.
was the
He's
monster
working
all
on his
along.
memoirs.
He's written several books.
Yeah, that's how he got
Had-
into
Candlekeep.
Candlekeep.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just want to be clear,
Self-published.
though, that for little Antony, being around us is exhausting. So, so actually, when bad things happen to us, he feels better.
So that's why he's feeling great because
So I'll note that little Antony has advantage on all rolls. Thank you.
-1 exhaustion. He's
All right. I imagine, given your levels of exhaustion and your otherwise general less than average competence, you get a late start to the morning, and it's solidly 10:30 in adventuring morning time. You know, you've taken as you clear up your breakfast and decide to head out for the day. So you could go to find the location of the platinum mine that Vermeillon was set up to exploit, or you could go to the as yet unexplored mayor's house, which it's clearly the largest structure in Vermeillon. It's also looks relatively intact. It's also very spooky looking. I believe I showed you last time a picture
You
of
did.
the creepy tree and
Yeah.
I don't know if you need to see that again or not, but
good.
yeah.
I'm good for a long
No.
time.
yeah.
Okay.
So we did
let's
get that
discuss
medallion. We got
which-
that medallion out of the tree, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so that's
You completed a side quest. Yes.
Yay. Let's discuss. Should we go to the house or the mine? You know, I know we spent some time last time, but I think we really need to discuss and really deeply dive into the pluses and minuses.
House or mine?
House.
I love you, Tony.
Or
I am moving you to the map for the house.
I thought we were going to the mine.
So, yeah, the house is kind of gloomy. There are windows on the bottom floor. There's looks like there's just a main set of double doors leading into the house.
double door.
double doors.
Dumbledore.
Snape. Snape. Snape.
And yeah, this is the house. What would you like to do?
Cueris will walk forward and knock on the door.
Oh, you never
imagine-
know. Like ghosts might be in an abandoned,
Yeah,
rotting
you wouldn't
house.
Well, you wouldn't want to
Just polite.
you wouldn't want to open the door and accidentally disturb a ghost who's in the middle of watching a movie, and he's eating chips, and he's like, oh no, I would have cooked.
No,
if
it's
I knew."
popcorn and it
Yeah.
it sprays everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. You hear the knock kind of echo throughout the probably relatively empty, somber house.
Does the door seem unlocked?
The door seems unlocked. You rattle the knob.
All right, I will open it, and I assume it goes.
It totally does. Thank you, Dan.
Nice Foley work.
Yeah, looking in, I imagine it's dark, so you might need some kind of light source to kind of look around, and there'd probably be a lot of shadows from it. So there is dust covering everything in this main hallway ahead of you. You could think of this as the foyer. There are some moth-eaten cloaks hanging from hooks on the left-hand wall just inside the door. You see hallways branching off to the left and right, a doorway off to the right as well, and a big kind of grand staircase leading up to a second floor.
Okay, this place looks nice. We'll stroll in and take a gander.
So you're looking around. It is dusty. It is dim, or no light here. So you're shining your torches around, and this place looks like it has been sitting empty for quite some time.
Tony, can I ask a quick administrative question? If we got exhausted last night during the rest, did that mean we did not get the benefits of a long rest, or did we?
That is a good question.
Did
we talk about that last time? I forget how that works.
Yep, we agreed that it's fine.
I can't tell if you're trolling me or being helpful. you do use kind of the same tone either way,
It's the same voice.
I'm pretty sure that's up to Tony.
I think the exhaustion is the punishment. So I think you regained hit points and spells. Yeah, there's nothing that says you don't get a long rest.
Oh, it does say finishing a long rest reduces your exhaustion level by 1, provided you also have some food and drink. So I didn't know if that meant we didn't finish it.
I think the problem is that we failed a roll.
Yeah, spooky nightmares.
With the spooky nightmares.
Yeah,
the
I remember
nightmares,
The
right.
spooky nightmares.
So we finished the long rest, but we failed the exhaustion.
Correct.
Well, I think if we're going to sweep through this house, we should just, let's sweep the lower level first. You want to go clockwise or counterclockwise? Let's do clockwise. I feel like that's a good word.
That's a good word.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, Nis, you want to lead the way? Which way? Where do you want to explore first?
Yeah, I want to look over here to the west, to the left here.
That's not clockwise.
That's
but
really
cool.
not clockwise, but okay.
Oh well, I'm starting, and then we'll move.
You gotta start one way. Clockwise is
it's
the
not
direction.
We're at the bottom
not
of the
location.
clock. Yeah, we're at the bottom of the clock. I was with Jason on this one.
Who
We're at the
starts at
bottom.
10 o'clock?
We were
Yeah, no,
we
you
started at 6
clockwise.
o'clock,
You
so now
can't
we're
start at noon.
clockwise.
I have never seen people this mad at each other on Total Party Kill. But just to be clear, Tiff,
Do we know how clocks work?
Tiff, I just want to check. Tiff, hold on. All of you are wrong except possibly Tiff. I need to find out if Tiff and I are on the same page about clockwise, or Tiff, where would you have started if going
I would have
clockwise?
started at like that 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yes,
room
correct.
Right up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried that there was another way to be
No.
wrong, but anyway.
entered
No, but
at
you gotta
6
start
o'clock.
there. And
You're
you gotta-
at 6. which means you
Jason
go
and
to
Kathy
7.
are correct. We are at 6. So we're
Okay,
moving
okay.
All
along
right.
I
with
see the
clockwise.
logic. I see the logic.
Micah's
Oh my
having a great
God.
time. All right. Regardless of what
Well,
way
Nis goes
you are-
over there. You asked where Nis went. Nis went to the left. Nis's
All right.
clocks start there.
And that ends our session. We've played for an hour.
Thank you for listening to Clock Talk here, a sub-podcast of Total Party Kill.
Very good for avoiding your trademark dispute there, Tony.
Yes.
Those people are litigious.
Don't mess with them.
Nis, you head down the hallway to the left, or I guess we could call that west.
9
It's
o'clock.
a short hall. Yeah, it's a short hallway, and there are open doorways to the north and south of it. There's a window at the end of the hallway that looks out. I think it's probably all the drapes are drawn, but you can see that there is a window there that presumably looks out on the western part of the town. Looks like you are moving your token down the hallway.
Yeah, I
and
want to look in the rooms.
I'm going to allow you to glance north and south. So north of the hallway, there is, it looks like some kind of meeting room, and south of the hallway looks like some kind of assembly room. A lot more chairs in the assembly room than the meeting room. You're getting the sense that perhaps, in addition to this being the mayor's residence, this might be a place of kind of that was used kind of for town business, in terms of how many people have basically a small lecture hall in their first floor of their home. Would you like to move into one of these rooms and poke around, Nis? I'll give you a chance to do something, and then we'll rotate to other people.
All right. I hope we rotate clockwise. I'll go into the lecture room here and see what I can see what I can perceive. I hope we rotate clockwise. I'll go into the lecture room here and see what I can see what I can perceive.
Poke around.
Poke around.
That's what I was thinking.
It's just a 9.
Hook up
Same.
and get down.
You are looking around. There are chairs arranged in kind of staggered rows, with their back. They're facing in the. I guess the front of the room would be you're kind of coming in from the back of the room. They're facing kind of to the southwest. There's a podium in the southeast corner. Actually, I guess they're probably facing that way. I know how rooms work. There's a sideboard on the left side of the room and a bookcase to the right of the doorway filled with tomes and knickknacks. There is a brick fireplace in the southwest corner. Everything here looks pretty dusty and, like kind of smells of neglect.
Well, tomes. Need to check out the tomes.
You're poking around at that. You rolled a 9, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, they look kind of old and uninteresting. I don't know who is clockwise to go next. Hermione, you want to do something?
Sure. I am going to check out the top room.
All right. You head north. This looks like it must have been some kind of meeting room. There's a round table with 4 chairs in the center of the room. Windows look out onto the backyard. This fireplace in the corner is filled with broken masonry. There's a framed portrait on the right-hand wall.
I would like to inspect the portrait.
Mm-hmm. Give me a quick perception check.
I rolled an 11 and a 13, so 11.
Okay. It's a portrait. It is of a person, presumably from context clues, someone important, at least important in the context of Vermeillon. It is a dark-skinned woman.
Vermeillon.
Sorry, I've heard it both ways. It is a dark-skinned woman dressed in a cream-colored frock coat with a pale green cravat at her throat. Her dark hair is pulled up in an intricate twist, and she's wearing delicate platinum and diamond earrings. Her hands are folded in her lap. One finger bears a heavy platinum signet ring with a kind of a flower motif on it. Lone Walker, why don't you do something next?
I was not interested in setting any traps or anything, so I was not wanting
standing
to...
very still in the middle of the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Just being observant, unless it's part of the mechanism that I need to do.
You are standing guard in the central entryway, making sure nothing comes up behind your colleagues and murders them.
Correct.
It is quiet.
Appreciate it.
QRS, would you like to do something?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Play the bagpipes.
I'll follow Hermione into that northern room, and I would like to check out the broken masonry in the fireplace.
Sure.
Nothing screams fascination like broken masonry.
Come for the broken masonry, stay for the
16.
arguments about clockwise. It looks like, it seems like you're looking at it, and it seems like perhaps there's parts of the chimney that have collapsed into the chimney and landed here in the fireplace. It seems like, though the house is in good shape by Vermeillon standards, it's not in great shape.
Yeah, that's not that interesting. Nobody's really interested in pottery anyways.
Yeah. The chimney is pretty small. I think only maybe a little Litany could fit up it. It's not a QRS accommodating chimney.
You say
That's
that.
a very interesting, concerning detail to add.
I anticipate things that you are going to ask me. The chimney is not made of rope, and it is not magical. Let me tell you more chimney facts.
Is it a statue? Quick question.
In a lot of ways, a chimney is like the opposite of a statue.
What?
Is it though?
I'm not a philosopher, Dan.
Okay. They should have sent a poet.
I see
All
it.
right.
I get it. I got it, Tony.
Because it's like it's made of stone, but it's an absence, right? All right, Polly is next. How you doing, Polly Quartz?
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I take a kind of gander at these rooms, and I'm not that interested. And I'm going to proceed actual clockwise and go across the hall over here and peek around
Got
these
it.
corners.
Clockwise actual. Love it.
3 o'clock.
across the entryway, there's more rooms. You head over. This one looks like it might have been some kind of dining room. Rectangular table, 8 chairs. Sideboard on the far wall.
Can we do a sidebar on the sideboard, please?
Dusty ceramic serving dishes and bowls sitting atop it. A fireplace in the far corner.
All right, I'll do an investigation check of this room. That's a 13 and a 10, so a 10. Let me see if I have any extra. No, good. 10.
You're looking around. There's, the stuff that's here seems like it's, it's not the fanciest, but it's certainly like kind of nice that someone just left, right? There's ceramic plates and bowls and teacups and saucers and whatnot. It's all coated with probably decades of dust, but it's nice make. There's nothing seems like super of value in terms of like, ooh, I should take this and sell it. But if you needed a plate, there are several plates here.
I'm gonna write Paulie was here with my finger on the table in dust. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Who hasn't gone in a little while? Maybe Nis?
Sure. Nis is going to go stand over at the lectern like she's teaching one of her sorcery classes and imagining the scene in here and just sort of trying to get a sense of what this room was used for and if there's anything interesting in it. Trying to put myself in the mind of was this a little schoolhouse for the children of the town or what?
It looks like this might have been some kind of place for town meetings is what you're kind of guessing from the. It doesn't have anything, for example, that suggests that like children would have been educated here or anything like that. It's a little bit more formal and Spartan than an educational place, more of a bureaucratic place. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna then move. What's this in the corner?
That's a fireplace.
That's a fireplace.
And what's the size of that chimney? Is it?
It is equivalent to the other previously described.
The Vermeillon standard ratio chimney.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna walk out the door, but before she does, she's gonna take one last glance at the tomes, just in case she missed something.
Give me a perception check, possibly with disadvantage if you're exhausted. Possibly not.
I'm not exhausted. 11.
11. You spot there is it's like being used as like a bookend. At first you thought it was like a rock, but it actually appears to be a chunk of raw platinum ore.
Wow.
That is probably worth about 25 gold pieces.
You don't see that every day.
I take it.
Well, the town is their claim to fame is a
how many platinum pieces does it work?
You can do the math. It's 25 gold pieces, which is many platinum pieces. I can never get the ratios right in my head.
I believe it's 10 gold pieces to a platinum piece. So
it's two and a
half
platinum pieces.
Is it more or less than 2.5 platinum pieces? I don't know. I feel like
because it's a big unprocessed lump of ore.
Okay,
right?
it's got to be refined.
And then Nis grabs the paperweight, whatever it is, of platinum and walks back out to Lone Walker and shows it to him. Look, platinum.
Very cool.
Hermione?
Hermione's, this exhaustion's really, really hitting her. So she is going to just kind of stare at the portrait and just think of how pretty she is.
Okay.
The picture, not herself, because she knows she's pretty, but like confirming, clarifying the portrait.
Lone Walker, would you like to do anything here on the first floor?
What Lone Walker would actually like to do is go to the landing between the first and that is like a 2-flight staircase, yes?
Yeah, the stairs go up and then they turn left.
Stand here and then just sort of do one of these and sort of perceive both ways. So let me give you a perception check. Not excellent. A 12 perception.
Yeah, you're not sure if you hear anything. Your friends are kind of bumbling around on the first floor, making it hard to know what's going on.
I could intimidate the stairs, but I don't think that'll do much.
I mean, they could turn into a ramp and deposit you at the bottom if they're too intimidated.
Oh,
that's how stairs work.
I think I will refrain from intimidating the stairs and just sort of, now I'm looking over things in very protector status.
I might say from where you are, you can see a little bit. The map of the second floor is above this map. You can see a little bit that there's like a large landing area on the second floor that these stairs head up to. So, Qwaris.
Qwaris is going to go down to this southeasty 5 o'clock room, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere, possibly in this room, and see what there is to see.
All right, you are looking around in this room. This appears to be kind of like a parlor. There's 4 chairs that are kind of strangely just all pushed up against one wall, and then there's a desk in one corner. There's a fireplace, an empty cold fireplace in the other room. I would say that this room kind of suggests to you that like it might be some kind of like waiting room, Qwaris.
Well, I'm gonna make a perception check. I think I forgot last time to use my disadvantage since I was exhausted, but I'll do it this time. Disadvantage. I've got a. What do I learn on a 4, Tony? Am I in a room? Is it?
Yeah. You know, you're looking at the. You sit down in one of the chairs for a second, and like several mice run out of the cushions, suggesting that the furniture in this room is in poor condition.
Hello, friend mice.
Pets for everyone.
Yeah.
How many mice do I have now?
You do not have. You don't own any. Dan, you can't own a mouse. You can just
no.
befriend the
But
mouse.
I want how many friends do I? Don't answer that.
Fewer every day, Dan. All right. Hermione, you want to lead the charge upstairs? I don't know.
Can I lead the charge? Wait, isn't it Niss's turn?
I don't know. I lost track of what order you were all going in.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to lead the charge by walking very slowly up the stairs.
Okay. You can move your tokens up there. So
Yeah,
Hermione...
Nis will also.
Nis will also go?
Qwaris follows people up muttering, so far this house is boring.
The upper
Yeah, I also
area of the house is equally dusty and kind of sad and quiet. Looking around, there is kind of a large open hallway here landing at the top of the stairs. You see 4 closed doors, 2 to the east, 2 to the west, and then an open room to the south, big entryway looking in there. It looks like the room to the south might be, I think you can see bookshelves kind of sticking out around the corners there.
Qwaris will stride down into the hallway and this opening room down.
All right, you stride into there's an entryway, and there's a rather impressive sized library for anyone to have in their home who is not. You came from a library. For somebody's personal collection or even a town collection, this is pretty significant looking. Good sized room. Big, heavy bookcases filled with books. There are some wingback chairs sitting around a low table in the center of the room. There's some windows that look out on the town. You have a kind of nice view of the completely dilapidated houses and the horrible, twisted-looking tree right in front of the mansion.
Nice place.
Nis, it looks
gonna
like you're
go,
heading over
clockwise.
Nis is
3
headed
o'clock.
to the northeast. You creak open this door, and this looks like it's a bedroom. You see that there's a tall chest of drawers. There's a small desk sitting between 2 windows, kind of small, possibly sized for a child. And there is a bed here. The sheets and blankets on the bed are old and dusty, but also rumpled.
I look at the desk and see if there's anything interesting in the desk.
Give me a perception check.
That's an 8.
You find a bunch of kind of old, weathered sheets of paper, but it looks like they're blank.
Okay, I take them. You never know when you're going to need paper.
Yep. Who's next?
I'm gonna follow Nis and lay down on the bed.
Okay. It is seems like probably rodents have taken away some of the contents of the mattress. It is not very comfortable, and the smell is unique.
Lovely.
I should ask. Hermione, are you lying down on top of the ancient sheets and blankets or underneath the sheets and blankets?
Oh, definitely on top.
All right.
I'm not that tired.
Yeah, there
Yet.
is. You feel like there might be something inside the sheets and blankets.
Oh.
There's a lump, a small lump.
Okay. Well, do I need to roll investigation to like strip the sheets off?
You just reach into the. It appears to be a kind of sad, moth-eaten, stuffed toy bugbear.
Oh, well, I'm keeping him.
Okay. And so you do. Lone Walker?
I think Lone Walker would have also gone into that room and is going to look at the desk as well, just in case there's anything that he would be interested in reading that Nis may have missed.
Sure. Give me a quick perception
perhaps
check.
with a 20, that would give me more. Maybe.
Yeah, you find in the bottom drawer of this little children's desk, you find a pair of knucklebone dice. They're D6s. But on the side where they should have 6 little pips, they have a little skull that someone has carved into them.
All right. He looks at the dice and then walks out to little Anthony and hands them down to little Anthony.
All right. Yep.
These seem like something you would appreciate.
Paulie?
Well, first little Anthony says, hey, thanks. And he's playing dice in the corner.
Yep.
And Polly wants to check out this room over on the left side.
All right,
here.
Clockwise. You open up the cold, dark door here, looking into this looks like kind of a small bedroom. There is a sad, or there's a bed, and it looks like there was a fireplace in the corner that is kind of partially collapsed into this room. There's kind of a cold draft coming from this hole in the ceiling, and there's kind of debris and kind of basically bits of mortar and I imagine some plaster kind of coating everything in this room from where the chimney is collapsing. You want to poke around?
I'm just looking in the room right now.
All right.
I'm not like in the room yet. Based on the level of like things falling apart over here, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm not going to go into this room. Instead, can I also just peek into this room for
Sure.
see what's going down on this whole side?
You head over to the other. It's right next to where you were standing. Another set of doors. This leads into a good size bedroom. Seems like maybe the master bedroom. There's a large bed sitting along the far wall. There's a fireplace in one corner. Window looking out on the front yard. This room does not look like it has the chimney collapsing in on it.
All right, I'm going to step into this room and do an investigation check.
All right, roll it.
All right, that's a 2. Yeah.
You're I guess you're distracted. You're tired and you're having trouble focusing. It's like this is just a room, right? I think we're around to QRS.
I would like to peruse these bookshelves.
Mm-hmm.
See if there's anything that jumps out at me figuratively or literally. Rolling with disadvantage, so this is bound to go swell. I rolled haha, I rolled the same thing on both dice. They were both 3s. I got a 5.
Well, you start looking and they are the most boring topics as far as you can tell. No, you're really into fiction, I think, right, QRS?
Sure.
And this is lots of like history. The second shelf that you look at is like all basically books about basically legal stuff about like land treaties and water rights.
No.
And you
no one ever wrote an epic poem about water rights.
And then like there's like an entire bookshelf just on mining, the history of mining, philosophy of mining, science of mining. It's like just the reading the spines of the books is enough to like put you.
QRS stalks out of the room over to the rest of his party and just goes, "This place is boring.
Yeah. All right. Who's next?
Is it Nis's turn? Nis hearing Cueris complain about books and boredom is like, oh, books, you say?
Oh, boredom. You're super into boredom, huh?
Nis is, well, I am in education, so yes. And she's going to take a look at the books.
Okay. You do notice as you head into the room, Nis, in addition to the many bookshelves, there are also some books that have been left on this table in the center of the room, just lying there open.
I'm gonna look at those first then.
Sure.
Perception?
Yeah, give me some perception.
Well, it's bad again, and I'm not rolling with disadvantage. I'm just rolling badly. It's a 5.
Well, you look at them. They appear to be books about. There's all kinds of weird books. There is a book about the psychology of dreams. There's some books about interplanar travel. But kind of on the top of the pile with a bunch of looks like notes scribbled in the margins and even some kind of indecipherable pages of notes kind of tucked into them. There are 2 books about various creatures and musings about whether they are mythical or real.
What are those creatures?
The 2 books that are open there, one of them is about a creature known as a illithid or mind flayer. The other is about some kind of creatures called meanlocks.
I say out loud to the rest of the party, hey, it looks like they were researching nightmare creatures in here right before the end. Anybody want to come look at boring books with me?
Absolutely.
Nis, I'm already exhausted. I think I'm good.
I think our 2 non-exhausted people might need to be the ones who do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lone Walker, you stride into the library?
Yes. And of course it sort of makes a little bit of a rumble.
Mm-hmm. The floorboards creak.
What should I roll to sort of what was the second one? What'd you call me?
They are mind flayers and meanlocks.
Meanlock.
Mm-hmm.
You meanlock. I want to know more about that. Can I look into the book?
Yeah, give me an investigation
about...
check to read about meanlocks and try and skim a Wikipedia page real quick.
All right. I don't want to do that. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1?
Wow.
Just
wow.
A straight up 1.
You
and you're not exhausted?
Not doing
not
great.
Exhausted.
They're, I don't know. They're fey. It's hard to, I think you get distracted by something, but they live underground. That's, they don't seem that interesting.
Mind flayers don't seem interesting to Lone Walker because mind flayers, everybody knows about mind flayers, but meanlocks, that's the new thing.
Yeah. Paulie?
Wait, are we sure they're not mind flayers?
Mm.
I also want to check out the books, but I want to check them out with little Anthony and see if he knows anything about these horrible creatures. Because he's a horrible creature.
It's true.
So I was wondering if he can help me out. Can he help me out?
You can have +2, and I will give you I'll give you a little Anthony related information.
God, give a little alley oop. All right, let's see. 12 and a 3.
Okay.
Disadvantage is awful.
Well, Paulie lets you know.
Wait, is this history or arcana or investigation?
I think it was investigation.
Darn it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paulie is. I think Paulie is a little insulted. He basically expresses to you that these meanlocks things seem to be from the Feywild, which is totally different than the Abyss, where he is from, really different, and it's honestly kind of annoying that you would even ask about that. The Mind Flayers are from, I believe Mind Flayers are from the Underdark, which is also very different than the Abyss. So basically, I think Polly is annoyed that you would have thought that either of these creatures
You mean
were relevant.
little Antony's annoyed?
Sorry, little Antony is annoyed that Polly would think... At Polly, that any of these creatures have any association with little Antony.
Oh, we lost a friendship point right there.
Yep.
Damn.
Little Antony will remember this if it was a Telltale game.
Okay, so instead of an investigation check on the book specifically, can Lone Walker do an investigation check specifically looking to see, because he's a well-studied individual and he sort of what is it? Is it pedagogy or pedagogy? Whatever that is, whichever way it's pronounced.
Pedagogy.
Pedagogy he's very interested in that and in sort of the understanding of learning. And so he wants to kind of see what these scholars' style was. Did they have notebooks potentially? Were they just making notes inside of books? Did they have bookmarks?
Sure.
Do they have a Notion database hanging out somewhere? That kind of thing.
Notion.
Talk about a nat 20.
All right, Lone Walker, you basically study the study. And what you get out of this is that somebody, possibly the mayor or, other people working or living in the mayor's house, was engaged in a very frantic and disorganized research project. It seems like to try and figure out what is happening to the town and why are people disappearing and why are people having nightmares. It seems like there was a little bit of just like throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks based on the wide range of books open on the table. And the frantic and disorganized nature of the notes that someone has taken in and kind of jammed with little pieces of paper into the various texts.
So these weren't necessarily scholars; these were desperate individuals.
Desperate research, recent research taken by the people of Vermeillon.
I think Lone Walker sort of relays that to everyone.
Who hasn't done something in a little bit? Perhaps Hermione?
Hermione fell asleep.
Yeah. It's not going to give me anything, but okay, so she's going to wake up. She's holding a little bugbear in her shoulder, or like in her armpit. And she's going to come around and open the other door.
It is, surprise, another bedroom. It looks it's got a bed. It looks dusty and does not look really like there's any sign that anyone like lived here, so maybe it was a guest bedroom or something like that. It's cold. It just gives you like just a kind of, you just feel lonely looking at this sad little room that no one has stayed in decades.
Well, she's going to flop on the dusty bed just to make sure it's still working.
All right.
And she feels less lonely because she has her bugbear buddy.
Okay. Do you want to try and take a little nap?
Yeah. That sounds great.
Uh-oh, no. No.
No, wait. Oh, actually, Lone Walker says, I have a thought.
Okay.
Yes.
Perhaps we lay a trap, a sleeping trap. If some of us choose to fall asleep.
Ooh, me.
Perhaps Hermione, I have the ability to detect fey creatures like these mean locks, but I cannot detect mind flayers. I think I would have to consult the DM.
I don't think you can detect mind flayers. They are not fey creatures. They're
aberrations. They're aberrations. Let's see if I can do that one. I can.
Oh.
Aberrations, celestials, elementals,
this is a thing you would do. You're not
undeads.
just constantly detecting.
Bam.
Yeah, this is a spell.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps we could try laying a sleep trap.
Oh, Nis wonders if whatever creature this is in the forest or the mine, since this town has been abandoned. And I know that we had our nightmares, but would we be better off moving toward the mine and searching, or would you be able to detect the creatures if their effects were felt here?
That's a good question. Yeah. So me outside of it, I think I like that idea because it gives us more of an opportunity if that's where they kind of originated or whatever, or they hit a vein of mean lock, the mean lock ore. So I think that makes more sense than trying it here, even though that it was felt here. I don't know. Maybe they've got like super long range on their ability to enter your nightmares or whatever.
Whatever it was. And remember, they were trying to find it, but this may not be what it was. They were just desperately searching for something, and it all seems to have started at the mine. So I guess Nis is kind of like, hey, I know everybody's a little bit sleepy. I know, but like I think that we might want to keep our eyes on the fact that we need to go to the mine, and that's probably the source of this, and not spend too much time here. That's what
Tony,
Nis says.
what's the coffee mechanic?
Coffee, I think, is a magical elixir that doesn't exist in this continuity.
Drat.
Yeah.
To the mines.
What if I got like I'm just kidding.
Is there a DoorDash we could?
Can I roll for
Dungeon Dash.
Anyone have good berries?
Hermione, you are currently sleeping on the guest bed. Other people milling around the entryway.
No, I don't think did Hermione.
No, we didn't let her go to
No,
sleep yet.
I-
we
yeah.
We're,
Yeah,
we're
Ness
ready to
went-
go to the mines,
Okay.
Unless she fell asleep while Lone
Come
Walker
on.
was talking, because
which is quite possible.
and we're like,
Could have happened.
I'm awake. Found
All right.
snap out of it.
You
To
feel like
the mines.
You feel like you've gotten what you needed to from this place?
Tony, have we gotten what we needed?
I know that sounded
know.
very.
Well, we're very tired and not observant, but I feel like
Yeah.
we've searched everywhere that's in this
Yeah.
place, and what we got was the
Quick-
context of them being desperate for help.
Quick question, Tony.
Yeah.
Based on seeing the house from the outside and what we've seen of the house from the inside, does it seem like we have covered all the available space?
It does, and even it doesn't seem
Okay.
like there's really any places that there would even be any kind of significant secret, back staircase or every room that you're in, for example, has windows, which makes it clear that you're on an exterior wall, and
Just really
Yeah.
quick before we go, QRS is going to take a quick circuit through the rooms that he can access and check the fireplaces and all of them.
Okay,
Should I roll something for that?
yeah, roll something for that. Roll fireplaces.
Okay. It's
I
going to
will
be
Can I
bad.
help? Can I help him?
Yeah, I will
Yeah, you'll
help
help.
too. We're
That's
doing
good.
a quick
help.
I
fireplace
will say
check before we get
perhaps
out of here.
perhaps I'm just realizing advice I could have given you a while ago if I had thought of it. When you are rolling with disadvantage, you could be helping each other just so that you at least have not disadvantage.
So you don't even have to roll. The other person
Yeah.
can just say,
You just
I'm
say,
helping.
"I'm helping."
And that
Okay.
negates the disadvantage.
I'm helping.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
helping Infinity.
Thanks, Polly. It didn't help
Got
that much
you.
because I rolled a 10.
All right.
But thank you.
You
Could've
know,
been a
I will
lot
tell
worse.
you what you do find that I think because Polly had a hard time looking around. The bedroom in the southwest corner, there is kind of, I think, not noticed on first look. There's a bunch of crumpled up pieces of paper, kind of over by the chimney, perhaps almost as if they were like to be burned at some point.
Okay. What's on them? If I uncrumple them.
You uncrumple them. Do you uncrumple them with your
bold move.
hands?
Feet.
I'm going to say yes because that is what one would do.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. That is the traditional
Teeth,
way
Tony.
to
Teeth.
just really get your face on there.
Yeah.
Teeth.
So you uncrumple them. They appear to be several it's like drafts of a letter, and it basically they started a letter and get halfway through it and then crumpled it up and kind of started over. And they are in fact letters addressed to the mayor of Marin, a town that you passed through on your way to Vermeillon, and they are basically talking about how bad things are and asking for aid or help or rescue in various different ways. One of that you also noticed, there is up on the mantelpiece above the fireplace, there is a sealed letter. It's got a bright red wax seal on it.
I'll be taking that.
Okay.
And I'll be breaking that seal and reading it.
All right. The bright
Do
red.
you use your hands?
Mm-hmm.
I use my... No.
I only break seals with
Wait, what does
my
the seal look
tuchus.
like? Look at the seal before you break it.
Arf, arf.
Is it singing "Kiss from a Rose"?
The seal looks like an ornate snowdrop blossom.
Baby. Okay, sorry. What was that? What was that, Tony?
Was it wouldn't say that it's the same as the signet ring on
Yeah.
the very pretty picture downstairs?
One would.
Excellent.
Ah, excellent.
Yes.
So what's on this letter?
The letter, you're reading through it. The letter appears to be the final version of the drafts that you were reading from the scrap paper, in
Does
which
it seem like it's better?
roll writing knowledge as a bard.
performance?
Yeah, whatever. You could just roll straight up charisma.
I'm rolling performance. Ooh. If I...
Oh, I'm helping.
I'm helping.
Yes,
Oh.
helping!
So, I mean, they said they were helping. Before that, I rolled literally a 20 and a 1
Oh, okay.
on my die. So I'll let you
Wow.
choose which one of those you
You
want
can
to
take the
Helping.
20 to read.
Okay.
Frankly, QRs,
I rolled a 20 on reading.
You read the crap out of that letter.
you've seen better.
I'm so inspired.
It is a letter to the mayor of Marin. If it was not already obvious, it is not the current mayor of Marin. It is signed Mayor Lay Duvizin, who I think you may have known was the mayor, the last mayor of Vermeillon, in which she is pleading for help from that Marin being the next town over, pleading for help. That villagers are going missing every night.
Villages or villagers?
Villagers are going
Okay.
missing every night.
Thank you
One
for
of
the
those is
clarification there, Dan.
way more concerning.
She is going to stay until the end, but she has already sent her wife and her 2 children ahead to Marin.
Nobody ever mailed this, though, huh?
Nope. Yeah.
That's depressing.
As you are reading that letter, QRS, you hear like a weird chittering noise.
Uh-oh.
Cheering?
Chittering.
Hooray! You read it!
Chittering.
Oh, darn.
Nis, is that you chittering over there?
No.
Well, I don't like that.
Me neither.
Are there spiners?
Little Anthony, is that you chittering?
No.
QRS, a creature that must have been invisible, is suddenly next to you, and it is attacking you. It appears to be like a large, gross bug thing. It's kind of yellow colored with pincers and talons and kind of weird, gross hair growing on it. And it has a surprise round to attack QRS the Bard.
I don't like this.
Mean
lock.
So mean.
Yep.
I wish I had met a nice lock.
I'm helping.
All right. The Meanlock is going to roll a claw attack versus QRS the Bard. I have rolled 17 plus 4 is 21, which I'm going to assume will hit a Bard.
Sure will.
QRS, you take 7 slashing damage as it just opens up like a side of you. And you must succeed on a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
Great. Okay, so 7 points of damage, you said. And Constitution saving throw. Now exhaustion. Do I have disadvantage on fun saving throws?
You do not have you only if you get to level 3 of exhaustion.
Woo! I will not go to level 3 with you. Okay, Constitution. I rolled a 1, so I got a 2.
You are paralyzed. QRS gets like sliced on the arm. There's a gaping wound, and he is just like frozen in rictus as all of you are looking at this horrible insect creature that is suddenly kind of looming over QRS. Nis and Polly, I think you were in the same room as him, and you know, it's unclear where this creature even came from. It's not a big room, and it just materialized in the corner next to QRS. Lone Walker and Hermione and Little Anthony are, you know, just around the corner and heard perhaps the sound of battle, perhaps a scream, an agony scream from QRS before it was cut short by paralysis. What is this horrible creature? Spoiler, it's a Meanlock. What is the nature of this horrible creature? Spoiler, it's from the Feywild. What are we going to learn about this horrible creature on the next episode of Total Party Kill? Does it bear or does it have ill will toward our adventurers? Probably. And what else has befallen the town of Vermeillon? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill.